How Mario Mandzukic would fit in at Manchester United tactically, and would he be a good signing? Before this video starts, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you don't miss out on any of the transfer analysis, season previews or fantasy football videos coming up over the next few weeks, and give this video a like if you enjoy it. I've also put a quiz question in the comment section below, so go down there and see if you can get the answer right. For an in-depth analysis of how Paulo Dybala will fit in tactically to the United side, click the eye above the video. Also, I've recently released a video about how Frank Lampard may set up Chelsea in a Christmas tree system this season, so have a look at that video as well. With Romelu Lukaku's departure to Juventus looking increasingly likely, it seems that as well as Paulo Dybala, Mario Mandzukic could be included in the deal, which would take the 33-year-old to Old Trafford. So how could Mandzukic fit into Solskjaer's tactical plans, and would he be a good signing? Mandzukic can be best described as a wide target man, who can play either in a front two or as a wide player in a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1. At Juventus he was deployed in a variety of different systems as a multifunctional attacker who can be used as a way of playing direct long balls up to the front line because of his ability to bring the ball down on his chest. This is one of Mandzukic's best attributes, and at Manchester United he could be used in the same way that Fellaini was used towards the end of the 2014-15 season under Louis van Gaal. In games such as Tottenham at home and Liverpool away, Fellaini was deployed as a deep line target man who would position himself as an advanced central midfielder in a midfield three. United will look to play these long balls from the centre-backs, full-backs or deep-lying central midfielders up to Fellaini to bring the ball down on his chest. This was an efficient way for United to advance the play into the final third, as it meant that the opposition couldn't press them aggressively in midfield and win the ball back high up the pitch, as the ball would bypass their midfield and get United into the final third quickly. Mandzukic's aerial ability is very impressive, even in comparison to Mario and Fellaini. Last season, Mario Mandzukic won 2.9 aerial duels per game, which was the 11th most of any attacker in Serie A, while Fellaini last year for United won 3.4 per game, which is just above Mandzukic's total. This shows that should United want to use Mandzukic in a similar way to how Fellaini was used, then his aerial ability would enable him to perform this role. Mandzukic could be used in a similar way, though instead of being used as an advanced central midfielder as Fellaini was, Mandzukic would be used as a wide player in the wide target man role. In games where United's central midfield are being pressurised in a man-to-man aggressive press, Solskjaer can get the centre-backs and full-backs to play long direct balls to the flank so that Mandzukic can win aerial duels against a smaller full-back and either bring the ball down under control or knock the ball down for Pogba or Rashford, who will then have possession in the final third. This would allow United to move the ball from back to front quickly and make them less reliant on the midfield to advance the play into the final third and nullify the opposition's press on the back line and midfield. While Fellaini's game was rather limited to winning aerial duels, Mandzukic would also bring a goal-scoring ability to United's side that isn't just dependent on winning headers from crosses. The Croatian has excellent sharp movement in the box. When the ball is moved out wide into a crossing position, he has the awareness to get in front of his defender so that he is goal side and can be waiting for the opportunity if the delivery is good enough. Mandzukic has never really been a prolific goal scorer when playing as a central striker. In Serie A last season he scored 9 goals in 25 games playing from the left wing and overperformed his expected goals rate by 2.32 goals, but in the last 4 seasons he hasn't scored more than 10 league goals. Despite not being a 20 goal a season forward, Mandzukic is still a valuable asset to have in the attack. I've already discussed his ability in the air, enabling his side to transition into the final third quickly, but when the ball is on the ground, he has very good interplay on the flanks with the fullback behind him and centre forward in front of him. At Juve, Alexandro played behind Mandzukic and was an offensive threat when motoring forward down the flank. Because Mandzukic would naturally move narrow because his game is centred around balls being played into his feet and chest and not running in behind, the fullback would be drawn infield with Mandzukic, leaving space outside of him for Sandro to overlap into. At Manchester United with Martial or Rashford on the left, Mandzukic could be used on the right, and this type of movement would work well with Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who could overlap into the space Mandzukic creates. Mandzukic's defensive contributions are also a key part of his game. Last season he made 1.6 tackles per 90 minutes, which was the 16th most of any attacking player, and 0.5 interceptions per game, which was the 20th most of any attacking player, which considering he plays for a side as dominant as Juventus is very impressive. So how would Mandzukic fit into Solskjaer's side tactically? Well, it looks like Solskjaer will opt to use a 4-2-3-1 as his primary system next season, and if this is the case, Mandzukic could be used as a wide right midfielder. This wouldn't automatically mean that United look to play direct balls up to Mandzukic instead of building out from the back methodically, but it would give them the option, particularly when struggling to play through the midfield. When the ball is on the left side, Mandzukic would offer a threat at the back post, making sharp runs in behind his fullback for both low and lofted crosses. This is something that is quite a unique asset to have in an attacking midfielder, as usually it's a centre forward who poses the biggest aerial threat. With Mandzukic playing from the right, he can use aerial dominance away from the two centre-backs and exploit the left-back's lack of aerial ability, which could be a very good offensive weapon for Solskjaer to use. Mandzukic can provide the defensive output to play in a flat four in midfield, which is something that United don't have with any of their wide players really, so if Solskjaer wanted to revert to a 4-4-2 out of possession shape, Mandzukic would be more than capable of filling that wide midfield role. So overall, would Mandzukic be a good signing for Manchester United? Yes, I think they would be if they could get him for a minimal fee, say under £10 million, and if his wages weren't too high on a 1 or 2 year contract. He isn't the X-factor right-sided attacker like a Jadon Sancho or a Nicolas Pepe that Manchester United should have been pursuing, but with their attacking options looking limited, Mandzukic at this stage of the window seems like a good addition. He'd provide the defensive output that Manchester United lack from their wide players and has the versatility to play a number of different roles. He is 33, which is why it would have to be a short-term contract, but his game has never really revolved around his pace or explosive bursts, so he should be able to continue performing at the level that he has for Juventus over the past few seasons. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and share the video if you enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you don't miss out any of the transfer analysis, fantasy football videos or season previews that are coming up over the next few weeks.